What is going on, Diablo 2 fans? Dobrunsky here, and today's video is going to be sort of a two-part style video where I'm going to cover my initial thoughts and impressions on playing Diablo Immortal. Yes, I realize I am very late on making this video, but I've been pretty busy IRL, and I'm also going to cover some very exciting news that was just dropped for Diablo 2 Resurrected. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Again, I'm going to cover sort of the good, bad, and ugly and give you my completely honest thoughts on playing Diablo Immortal, and then we'll cover the exciting D2R news. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video, and again, if you do enjoy my YouTube content, I do stream twice a week on Twitch. Any follows on that platform would be very much appreciated. Got the link for my Twitch channel in the description below. That being said, guys, let's jump in. So for those that are interested on my take for Diablo Immortal, it is essentially, in a nutshell, in my opinion, a quality mobile experience that is littered with tons of microtransactions that kind of takes away from the game and people enjoying it. I'm not a mobile gamer. It is definitely not the game for me, and I will not sink tons of hours into it. I'm definitely PC Master Race all the way. But when I was sitting on the couch playing it, it was tight controls, quality game that again is just littered with a ton of microtransactions and a monetization model that I am personally not a fan of. I definitely don't like this game, but it is free to play, and you could maybe get like 10 to 20 hours of enjoyment through the campaign if you can look past all of the other horrible aspects of the monetization system. So I first want to cover some of the pros of the game. Now I do want to be entirely transparent here. I only have about 10 hours of gameplay into Diablo Immortal. I have not experienced the endgame, and I will not experience the endgame. This is just an initial impressions video. So if you're upset that I haven't like sunk 50 or 100 hours into it and experienced all the endgame content and purchased microtransactions, I'm sorry. I just don't want to dedicate that much time to the game. But starting off with the pros, the first one is on a mobile platform. It is absolutely a AAA game. You cannot deny that. Any other game that you're going to download from the Google Play Store, whatever the Apple system is, I don't know. I have an Android phone. It is a quality game. The controls are tight. The animations are very good for PC. There's a few things that I don't like about the game, but in general, like more things I don't like about the model of the game, if that makes sense, which I'll cover in a bit. But it is definitely a good game on phone that is unfortunately overshadowed by all of the other microtransaction BS. So another pro is it is really good voice acting using some original characters like Deckard Cain.
Hello, friend.
And great quality cinematics. So again, tying into that AAA experience, it's always something that Blizzard usually excels in, like good cinematics and whatnot. So that is definitely all in there. And it is also interesting, I kind of put this as a pro, it's cool to sort of experience the lore between Diablo 2 and Diablo 3 and get to interact with some of those iconic characters like Deckard Cain, because I know a lot of people have kind of like sour taste in their mouth from the way that Deckard Cain, the iconic character, was killed off by a purple butterfly in Diablo 3. That is definitely something that hardcore D2 fans always come back to. So it was interesting to, again, play around and interact with some of those existing characters from the Diablo 2 lore. And the final kind of pro is that I will admit, even though mobile games are not my thing, I did, for the about 10 hours I played this game, moderately enjoy myself. Like, it was kind of fun just sitting on the couch and firing up Diablo on a mobile experience, because that's, in a nutshell, what I think Diablo Immortal was supposed to be. Well, obviously not what it was supposed to be. That is what it is. It is a mobile game, if that makes sense. I really think a lot of people, when they were playing the mobile experience on the PC port, they're expecting it to be like next-gen Diablo 4, and that's not, again, what it was. Does that not mean that that's what I want it to be? Like, no. Like, I definitely would want to have Diablo 4 over this, but it is built in mind to be played on a phone first and a PC second, so I did actually have some fun playing it. So there are quite a few cons that I have with Diablo Immortal, but I want to be entirely honest here. First thing is, I'm not going to scream and shout into the monitor. I'm a Canadian, that's just something that I don't do. But I do want to also mention that I have not experienced any of the endgame content. I have not purchased any in-game currency to alter the game, so I can't really speak to paywalls and limitations like that. I've seen two different sides of the argument, people making like clickbait videos of spending thousands of dollars, like 15, 20, 30 hours into the game to try and achieve like a 5-star legendary gem or whatever. And I've also seen other more reserved takes saying that you can play all the way through the campaign and then your progress is just going to be slowed down and you won't actually be able to get the best gear if you don't purchase money. So I've kind of seen both ends of the spectrum, but just being entirely transparent, I have not played the game enough to experience that, and I won't. But I want to first talk about the pay-to-win monetization model of Diablo Immortal. I am personally not a fan of any game that you can purchase any way of altering the game. So whether it's stronger gear or the ability to get better drops, etc., paying to change your experience, I'm not a fan of. But I do think it's a crying shame, because if they had implemented a system sort of similar to PoE, where it was cosmetics on the character, cosmetics for spell animations, Again, just changing the way a spell animation looks, but not making it stronger. And maybe in-game currency tabs or extra stash tabs or whatever, I would have been okay with that. That in itself is sort of like a gray area. Some people think that even the ability to purchase extra stash tabs is pay to win. Kind of getting off topic, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but I feel like if they'd used this sort of second form of a monetization system, it would have been a lot better. I do want to point out that I really do genuinely believe that if you're clicking on this video and you've made it this far, that you were expecting some sort of monetization system in a free-to-play game. You cannot have a game that is free-to-play without a source of revenue attached to it. Now, does that mean I like it? No. Crystal clear, I do not like the monetization system. Is it a culture shock to PC gamers compared to the mobile Asian market? Absolutely. Is Blizzard going to make a ton of money? Yes. I don't like it, but it is what it is, and that's why I really am not going to be spending too much time playing this game. And there are a few other small minor gripes that I have. The first is the cooldown system versus sort of a mana type system in Diablo 2. I imagine this is probably tied to just the limits of playing on your phone. It would probably be tough to constantly be hitting a mana pot, and that in itself, like, I don't want to see a potion type system that is tied to tons of mana, like maybe the way they did it in Diablo 3, how you have to attack with a regular attack to build up your mana to then cast a spell. But again, it's probably a limit to just playing on a phone. That's the first small minor gripe that I have. The second is the PC port. It is buggy. Well, it is beta, so I was kind of expecting that, but it is relatively buggy. And also the movement is kind of clunky using WASD versus controller and playing on mouse and keyboard. I mean, mouse and keyboard was fine, but opening inventories was weird because it's, again, a mobile experience first. Controller was okay. WASD I personally wasn't a fan of, but again, I'm interested to sort of gauge your guys' feedback. So let me know in the comment section below if you actually played Immortal on PC, what your favorite kind of movement type was, because there is 3. It's definitely different than the standard mouse and keyboard. And then the final kind of small minor gripes that I have is that, again, it being a mobile experience first, on PC the graphics are okay. I mean, it's capped out to 1080p. I can't play on 1440. I know that makes me sound like a elitist or whatever, but it is a PC mobile experience first, and excuse me, it is a mobile experience first, not PC. I was expecting that, but again, you can definitely see it. Not that it takes away from the game, like graphics isn't everything, but it's definitely a con. The final one is that your servers, or your characters are currently server locked. I don't know if this will change. I don't know. It's cool how you can switch between like North America, EU, and Asia on D2R, but being server locked is kind of a restriction I'm not a huge fan of. But that is kind of an entire summation of what I think about Diablo Immortal. Again, I know I'm very late. If you did click on this video and you made it all the way to the end of the Diablo Immortal review, I do appreciate it. But now we're going to jump onto some very exciting Diablo 2 Resurrected news. So Adam Fletcher tweeted that Diablo 2 Resurrected is going to get an update to lobbies on PC, but in addition to that, console players are finally going to get lobbies, so you'll be able to make custom games to trade your items or do bail runs together. You'll be able to find other players more easily. So this is kind of a huge thing for console players, because I've been getting hammered in the comment section below about trying to push for lobbies for console gamers, and then Blizzard has completely forgotten about console gamers, but I'm actually excited that you guys will get the same experience that PC gamers do, even though I will probably never play D2R on console. I just think it is huge news. Again, there is more to come on that. There will be a blog post coming up in a few weeks, but I did want to quickly touch on that, sort of make it a 2-part video, D2R news and Diablo Immortal. But again, guys, that's all I really have for today's video. Let me know in the comment section below if you guys think my take was sort of decent, or if you were kind of expecting me to just completely dunk on the game, or if you think I had a bad take. Again, any feedback is always welcome as long as you're not a dick. Other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you throw a like on it, that'd be awesome. And I'll catch you on my next stream or live video. Peace.